Boys and girls, welcome to another edition of MR2 Spyder for Dummies. This means you. Just kidding, of course. Okay, today we're going to cover the similarities and differences between the 2ZZ-GE engine, which we're looking at right now, and the 1ZZ-FE engine that comes in the MR2 Spyder. So let's start with the intake manifold. The intake manifold on the 2ZZ is made of aluminum. Looking at the 1ZZ, its intake manifold is made of plastic. This black plastic is actually a fiber reinforced nylon or polyaramid composite. Number 2, the positioning of the ignition coils. The ignition coils on the 2ZZ are in this very distinctive sawtooth pattern. The ignition coils on the 1ZZ are in a straight line. The ignition coils may look the same externally, but they are not. They are a different length. This one is the 2ZZ ignition coil. This one is the 1ZZ coil. It is shorter. Next, the position of the hoses for the PCV valve and the crankcase breather hose. On the 2ZZ, they are both located right at the corner of the valve cover, PCV and breather. On the 1ZZ, the PCV is in the corner, same place as the 2ZZ, but the breather faces toward the intake manifold. Next, the injectors, the fuel injectors for the 2ZZ. Depending on the year, they are either an ugly yellow color, mustard yellow, or they might be brown. These injectors flow either 310 cc per minute or 320 cc per minute. The fuel injectors in the Spyder, the stock injectors, are green. This one you've all been waiting for. The head for the 2ZZ is inscribed with the word Yamaha, because this head was designed by Yamaha for Toyota. There is no such inscription on the 1ZZ. 2ZZ engine has a performance feature called lift, and it is operated by an oil control valve which has a housing on the side of the head. Okay, so this entire assembly is just specific to the 2ZZ. You will not see it on a 1ZZ. Looking at the 2ZZ engine from underneath, it has a breather tube assembly that comes from the block and goes all the way up to the valve cover. Okay, this crankcase breather tube is not found on the 1ZZ, and I believe that this extra breather assembly was designed to reduce foaming of the oil in the 2ZZ. The alternator for the 2ZZ is the same size and shape as the 1ZZ. However, it is a different part number. Both alternators are rated at 80 amps. However, it is believed that the 2ZZ alternator can better withstand a high RPM of the 2ZZ. They have the same size pulley, by the way. The starters for the 2ZZ and the 1ZZ are completely different. The starter on the left is the starter for the 2ZZ, and the starter for the 1ZZ has this distinctive shape. Okay, that the oil filters for the 1ZZ and the 2ZZ are a different size. Okay, the oil filter that's on the car is the 2ZZ, and the one that I'm holding in my hand is the 1ZZ, and as you can see, it has a little bit smaller capacity. It is shorter. The water pump on the 2ZZ has a removable pulley. The pulley is bolted on to the body of the water pump by these 4 M6 bolts. that can be removed, and then you can remove the pulley. On the 1ZZ, the pulley is tacked on to the water pump. It cannot be removed. The belt tensioner for the 2ZZ is different from the 1ZZ. Here are the two tensioners side by side. 2ZZ on the left, 1ZZ on the right. The throttle body. The 2ZZ throttle body, the size of the opening is 3 inches. This is a 1ZZ throttle body. The size of the opening is 2 3/4 inches. The intake tube or MAF tube. The MAF sensor itself is the same and can be used interchangeably between the two engines. However, the correct size of the intake tube, if you want your car to run properly, the 2ZZ intake tube is slightly bigger. Let's measure them. 1ZZ, 2.5 inches, and it opens up to 2 3/4 inches at the throttle body. 2ZZ, 2 3/4 inches, and it opens up to 3 inches at the throttle body. We're not covering the internal differences between the two engines. There are many internal differences which are very important. Hope you found this interesting and maybe it's helpful to you. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe.